Have you seen that jobs report? Have you seen it? I have. And it looks like we are on the pathway to being cooked. Yes, yes, yes. The jobs report for December 2025 has come out and it don't look all that good. And it's probably vindicating what a lot of you already have been feeling. If you have been out of work for some time and you've been struggling to turn around and get interviews to even get a job, the jobs report is probably going to be very telling and like, duh, of course, I'm experiencing it right now. What's happening is that they said that we've come to a major slowdown in our economy in terms of hiring. There were less companies that went out there and hired and other companies that have pulled jobs, if we're saying they're real, away. Now, for a lot of us, we could say that a lot of those jobs that were posted were fake jobs. You know, that a lot of that's a big trend going on with companies where they're posting fake jobs. And since we have no idea who's counting these things, but we know from the experience from folks that they are applying to jobs and not hearing back in mass. And with the fact that people are now using AI for their own resumes to send out thousands of resumes out there, also accounting that they're still having trouble turning around and getting jobs. Now, that should be telling us something. That is saying that, hey, you know, the economy don't look as good as it should, and maybe we all need to buckle down or turn it up in terms of whatever we're doing to turn around and get money in the first place, whether that maybe starting your business, or maybe that might be, you know, looking to go into other career fields, whatever that needs to be for you, because the most important thing for you to do is to make sure that you are taken care of and your family is taken care of. And that's the thing that we're not really hearing. What's being done to the folks out there who have been looking for jobs for the last 9 months, have not been able to find a decent job since they got laid off from one of the large companies that decided to replace you with AI. Well, let me give you a little hint on what's happening with those companies if it makes you feel a little better. See, a lot of those companies, a lot of them bragged on LinkedIn about the fact that they were going to let go 10,000, 20, 30,000 employees because they were going to replace them with some type of AI, whether it's something from OpenAI, ChatGPT, or Claude. But what's happened is these companies have found that these things are not exactly what they thought they would be. It is leaving a lot less than what they desired in results. And because they pulled the trigger a little too early, they got rid of a lot of people who held all the knowledge and experience in their head and didn't put it into those AI modules to teach these things to actually replace them in their job. That talent and that knowledge pool went back out somewhere in the workforce and is now fighting for its life. While these companies are finding that they are starting to fight for their lives to be relevant. Why? Because these AI tools that they have invested billions of dollars into collectively over the last couple of years are failing them. That many companies, I think it was the last OpenAI report on tools implementation in different companies, was 81% of companies had failed in implementation of their AI tool or agentic application in their business. And it's not getting any better. See, there are a lot of companies that want to use AI from a small local business all the way up to the large corporate entity. But the problem is this. They don't understand that you have to consistently train these tools. And to do that, you actually have to have a working capital knowledge, which they do not have, because you and me are the capital knowledge. We are the people who learned how to do the things in different ways than maybe what the training manual said we would do it. We have found innovations on fixing problems that just cannot be quantified with how many hours that we work. And because the businesses didn't understand that, they let go of a ton of people, not realizing that they needed those people not to be replaced by AI, but to work with it. And this is the hard lesson that a lot of these companies are learning. But it's unfortunate because many of you are sitting at home hoping to get a call back, even though you might have been replaced by an AI tool or application that was sold by a sweet talking salesperson to maybe your manager or business owner. And that is the unfortunate part, that we are at this stage of the game. But it is something to pay attention to, because as the job market is slowed down, as maybe it's not going to get any better, maybe you won't get those immediate callbacks for a job, and it might take another 3 months before you get employment again. It is important to just take hold of the fact that since all these AI agents are being sold to them, but they don't essentially work, that you have the power in a way that you didn't have before. Because that knowledge in here is not in those AI bots. is not in those agents that company bought. So you can leverage it. They still need you. Even if they don't want to pay you as a full-time employee, this is the best time where you can actually jump in and become a consultant to the same companies that laid you off, or to other companies, like maybe your local business who's using an AI chatbot to answer questions on Facebook or IG. They don't know how to implement those things, but you know how to implement those things. You know what needs to be said to a person to get them from being on social to showing up in a restaurant. You know what to do to get project work done that this AI can maybe do fast and efficiently, but they don't have the base knowledge needed, the intricacies, the things that they get stuck in. That's all in you. So the future of work is not just AI agents alone. It's a hybrid of human and AI collaboration. And while these companies are busted up and made the mistake of letting you go, you can jump in and profit from the skills gap that exists.